I want to talk to you about something that happens so gradually that most men don't notice it until it has already begun changing their lives. It doesn't happen overnight. There isn't a specific day when you wake up and suddenly realize something is wrong. Instead, it happens quietly. One morning, you notice that your energy isn't quite what it used to be. A few months later, you find yourself feeling more tired after activities that never used to affect you. Then comes something many men rarely discuss openly. Your body no longer responds with the same reliability it once did. Morning erections become less frequent. Physical response becomes unpredictable. Your confidence starts to take small hits that nobody else can see. And although the desire may still be there, your body seems to have a different opinion. If you're over 60, this experience is far more common than you might think. Yet what concerns me is not the change itself. It's the explanation most men immediately give themselves. Almost every man I speak with reaches the same conclusion. Doctor, my testosterone must be dropping. It's just my age. This is what happens when you get older. And while hormones certainly play a role in men's health, the truth is often far more interesting and far more hopeful than most people realize. Because after spending more than a decade studying men's vascular health, aging physiology, and circulation, I've learned something that completely changed the way I look at this issue. For many men over 60, the biggest problem isn't testosterone. It's blood flow. It's circulation. It's the health of the blood vessels that carry oxygen and nutrients throughout the body. And here's why that matters. Most men think of erections as a hormonal event. They're not. At their core, erections are a vascular event, a blood flow event, a circulation event. Without healthy blood vessels, even normal hormone levels may not produce the response you're expecting. Think about it this way. Your brain can send all the right signals. Your hormones can be within a healthy range. Your desire can still be strong. But if blood cannot move efficiently through the vessels that need it most, the outcome changes. It's like having a perfectly functioning engine with clogged fuel lines. The problem isn't the engine. The problem is the delivery system. And this is where the conversation becomes incredibly important. Because blood vessel health affects much more than intimacy. It affects your energy, your stamina, your heart, your brain, your memory, your physical performance, even your ability to stay active and independent as you age. In fact, many cardiovascular specialists now recognize changes in erectile function as one of the earliest warning signs of vascular decline. Long before chest pain, long before shortness of breath, long before a major cardiovascular event. The smallest blood vessels in the body often reveal problems first. And the vessels involved in erectile function happen to be among the smallest. That's why changes in performance are sometimes the body's earliest signal that circulation needs attention. Now here's the encouraging part. Unlike many aspects of aging that are difficult to influence, blood vessel health is surprisingly responsive. Your body is constantly adapting, constantly repairing, constantly responding to your daily habits. The foods you eat, the amount you move, the quality of your sleep, the level of inflammation inside your body. These things matter more than most people realize. And today's discussion centers around one particular food that has gained tremendous attention among researchers studying circulation, nitric oxide production, and healthy aging. This isn't some expensive supplement sold on late-night television. It's not a miracle pill. It's not a secret discovered in a remote corner of the world. In fact, you've probably seen it hundreds of times. You may have walked right past it in the grocery store this week without giving it a second thought. Yet study after study continues to highlight its remarkable ability to support one of the most important molecules in vascular health, a molecule called nitric oxide. If you've never heard of nitric oxide before, don't worry. By the end of this video, you'll understand why many scientists consider it one of the most important compounds involved in healthy circulation. You'll understand why its production naturally declines with age. And you'll understand why supporting it may have benefits that extend far beyond a single aspect of men's health. Because when blood vessels function better, everything downstream benefits. Your heart benefits. Your muscles benefit. Your brain benefits. Your energy benefits. And yes, your intimate health benefits as well. Over the years, I've sat across from hundreds of men who felt frustrated, confused, and often embarrassed about the changes they were experiencing. Many had tried supplements. Many had spent large amounts of money searching for quick fixes. Some had convinced themselves that decline was inevitable, that there was nothing they could do. But what I discovered again and again was that the men who maintained the highest levels of vitality weren't necessarily the men taking the most supplements. They weren't necessarily the men spending the most money. They were often the men who consistently practiced simple habits that supported their vascular health day after day, year after year. And among those habits, one particular food kept appearing. Not because it was trendy, not because it was heavily marketed, but because its biological effects were measurable. Researchers could see what it was doing inside the body. They could measure changes in blood flow. They could measure changes in nitric oxide availability. They could measure improvements in vascular function. And that's why this humble food has become the focus of so much scientific interest. The food I'm talking about is beetroot. But before you dismiss it as just another vegetable, I encourage you to stay with me. Because the science behind beetroot is far more fascinating than most people realize. What it does inside the aging body is genuinely remarkable. And once you understand the mechanism, you'll understand why so many researchers continue to study it as a tool for supporting healthy circulation in older adults. So let's begin by looking at the real reason circulation changes with age, and why understanding nitric oxide may be one of the most important lessons any man over 60 can learn.